We're about to dive into one of the most powerful and honestly mysterious stories ever told. It's a story that gets right to the heart of this feeling of distance between us and God, and a dream that changed everything. Let's just start with a really honest question. Have you ever felt that? That feeling that whatever's out there, whatever you might call the divine, is just impossibly far away. Like you're down here and heaven is way, way up there. Well, if that feeling sounds familiar, you're in good company. Because once, a long, long time ago, a man who was feeling completely lost laid his head on a rock, of all things, and had a dream that has echoed for thousands of years. He saw a bridge, a staircase, connecting our world directly to the next. Now, to really get why this dream was such a bombshell, we first have to understand the world he was in, a world that was pretty much defined by distance and, well, loneliness. Just try to picture this for a second. The ancient wilderness. It's huge, it's desolate, and frankly, it's dangerous. There's no protection out here. You're completely exposed. All you have is the hard, dusty earth beneath you and this massive, silent, star-filled sky way, way above you. The gap felt enormous. So who's this guy sleeping on a rock? His name is Jacob. And let's be clear, Jacob is no hero in this story. He's a fugitive. A deceiver who just tricked his own father and cheated his brother. He's literally on the run from his past, an exile. Spiritually speaking, he's about as far from God as a person could possibly feel. You know, Jacob's personal mess is really a picture of this universal human conflict, isn't it? This sense that heaven is pure and God is holy, and down here on earth, things are broken and we are not. For centuries, religion was humanity's attempt to climb that distance, to build some kind of bridge with rules and rituals. But the gap, it always felt like it was still there. But then, right there, in that vast, empty desert, something completely unexpected happens. And it's not because Jacob did something amazing, it's all about what he saw. A dream of connection where heaven itself reached down. So Jacob dreams, and he sees this massive staircase. It's rooted in the very ground he's sleeping on, but it stretches all the way up into the heavens. And it's not empty. It's like a living highway, buzzing with activity. Angels are ascending and descending, moving between the two realms. And then, at the very top, is God himself. No longer distant, no longer silent, but speaking a promise directly to this broken, lonely man. And this is the absolute core of the whole thing. This is the big reveal. Jacob didn't build the ladder, he didn't climb it, he just saw it. The entire point was that this was a divine descent. It was God reaching down to a wanderer, saying, I'm the one who closes the distance, not you. This vision was a profound, life-altering promise for Jacob, but it was also, well, it was a preview, a shadow of something even bigger that was still to come. It was pointing to the true, permanent meeting place between heaven and earth. So, fast forward hundreds and hundreds of years, the story of Jacob's dream is told and retold. And then, one day, the full meaning of this ancient vision is finally unlocked by someone else. Jesus of Nazareth looks at one of his first followers and says, "You will see heaven open and angels ascending and descending on the Son of Man." He's not just telling a story. He's pulling that ancient vision right out of the past and applying it to himself. And notice the critical shift here. Jesus doesn't say the angels are ascending and descending on a place or an object. He says they're moving on the Son of Man, his term for himself. He is the ladder. He is the connection. The meeting place between God and humanity isn't a staircase of effort we have to climb. It's a person of grace who came down to us. Okay, so ancient story, incredible theology. But what does a dream from thousands of years ago have to do with us today? Well, it turns out pretty much everything, because it speaks to a longing that is hardwired into every single one of us. There's a restlessness in the human heart, right? A quiet, persistent feeling that we're not quite home. We all long for transcendence, for a connection to something beyond just what we can see and touch. It's like we have this deep memory of a connection that's been lost. And when that connection feels broken, the consequences are real. They're not abstract. It's that loneliness of the soul, that restlessness about who we even are, the fear of what comes next. It's that same feeling Jacob had in the desert, just wondering if heaven even sees us down here anymore. And this is where the story lands with such incredible hope.
The gospel is the ultimate answer to the problem of the ladder. God didn't stand at the top of the universe shouting down instructions on how we could climb up to him. In the person of Jesus, he came down. Heaven touched earth, once and for all.
So, this whole incredible story, from a lonely man in the desert to Jesus himself, it all leads to this: an open invitation. The way that was opened back then is still open right now. You know, when Jacob finally woke up, he was just stunned. And he said, "Surely God was in this place, and I did not know it." And that is the great surprise, isn't it? For so many of us, it's that moment of realizing that in the very places where we felt most alone, most abandoned, God was there the whole time. So if you feel that distance today, if heaven feels far away, the message of Jacob's ladder is actually really simple, and it's so liberating. You are not the one who has to build a bridge to heaven. In Jesus, God has already built a bridge to you. So in the end, this ancient story reframes the entire spiritual journey. The question isn't, can I climb high enough? Or am I good enough to make it? It becomes something much simpler, much more profound. The real question is, will I trust the one who came all the way down?